These images were not made by a person. These are not photographs of real people. It was all made by an AI called Midjourney after it received a one-sentence description, a short prompt. Now, anyone can use it. And that might have a huge impact on digital graphic design, content creation, and all creative industries. Also, it might reshape our understanding on visual arts and creativity. AI-generated images have been here for quite some time. It seems that just a few years back it wasn't treated seriously. Creepy, distorted images were used more like a joke or a meme. It made us believe that computers will not be able to create inspiring images on their own. In 2018, for the first time, an artwork made by artificial intelligence was sold at an auction for a mind-blowing price $432,000. The painting, called Portrait of Edmund Bellamy, was created by a Paris-based art collective called Obvious. Now, let's go back to Midjourney. In short, it is a research lab and the name of an artificial intelligence program that creates images from textual description. I'm not gonna focus on how it works exactly, but on its results, which are astonishing. By giving a clear, precise description, you can generate any image, as long as the AI reads your intentions correctly. Realistic portraits, cartoon characters, sci-fi machinery, spacecraft and futuristic cities, beautiful nature landscape, surreal visions, and horror scenes. It is all possible in a matter of minutes, and every image is unique. Also, Midjourney was used by the British magazine The Economist to create the front cover for an issue in June 2022. There is something disturbing and intriguing with images generated by Midjourney. It doesn't look like something created consciously, and that's understandable. There is something off, something twisted and weird, like it could be a scene from a surreal dream or a nightmare that is hard to recreate in real life. There are also much more realistic creations. It's getting hard to tell whether it's an AI-generated image or just a photo. Users from around the world got into Midjourney, spending hours creating the best prompt for the best results. We got used to this idea that creativity and the ability to create artful images is reserved only for us, humans. Of course, one can argue that the way Midjourney works is not a conscious creation, but just copying, mimicking, following instructions and its database. But in the end, what's the difference? Remember the Turing test? It's a proposed method to determine whether a machine is able to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to that of a human. Turing proposed that a human evaluator would judge natural language conversations between a human and a machine designed to generate human-like responses. We could modify this test and try to determine whether people can distinguish which pictures are made by humans and which by artificial intelligence. If people can't tell which is which, and if a unique AI artworks will amaze them, drive the same emotions and admiration, then this is really something. Also, generating images with an AI as a whole experience is quite interesting. After starting to know how to work with it, at some point it's hard to stop. You make another and another prompt or choose yet another variation. At some point you are starting to feel powerful. You are able to create beautiful things without any effort or skills. It feels like there is no limit for this inspirational creative stream. In just a few minutes you can create something spectacular that no one has ever seen before, and you get addicted to this feeling. I call this phenomenon addictive creation. Even though it was generated by a computer, it's hard to get rid of the feeling that I've made this. It's mine. It's so great because I've made it that way. How will this affect the work of artists? How will it affect the whole creative industry? Should digital artists be worried? that someday they might be replaced by an AI and that anyone will be able to produce detailed artworks in any art style. I don't think that's the case. Even now, concept artists are exploring Midjourney, including it into their workflow for fast prototyping, creating a rough base for their images, or just for seeking inspirations and new compositions. I have no doubts that this technology is revolutionary. Think about the possibilities for all the content creators that are not professional graphic designers. Writers and novelists can now create original book covers and images to visualize their stories and their vision. They can do that on their own. Game designers are able to generate hundreds of concept arts for their upcoming games in a short period of time. Midjourney can also be useful in character design. What about screenwriters that can now single-handedly create beautiful artistic mood boards or storyboards for their screenplay, boosting their pitch for investors? Think about beginner comic book creators who can now visualize their stories much faster or create basic sketches and compositions in a matter of minutes. And your rock band can finally have that epic kick-ass album cover that will definitely draw attention. I think that tools like Midjourney might kickstart our creativity and give us unlimited inspiration. Maybe thanks to it, in the upcoming future we will see a lot of ambitious indie movies or indie games, great new comic books and a ton of other creative stuff. But there is also a downside to this. If everyone will be able to generate beautiful artworks on the same level as those made by artists, then the internet will be flooded by millions of great artistic images. The value of human-made artworks might be decreased. If this technology will be widely accessible, then why would anyone want to learn how to draw or to become an artist? That is something we might have to face in the near future. I'm curious, what do you guys think about Midjourney or other similar tools? Will it help to develop the visual arts or ruin it? Leave your comment below, like the video and subscribe to my channel, which will help me a lot. See you next time.